All right, so welcome to another rapid fire business story of the week. This is part of our rapid fire series, and today we have an incredible guest with us, someone who's achieved extraordinary success and is here to share their unique business journey with you. We're excited to hear their insights, so let's welcome them to the show. All right, so as this is our rapid fire series, we've got 1 minute or less to answer each question. So, in a minute or less, give us the elevator pitch to your story and your life. Go.
Hi, I'm Heather Brooke. I'm a licensed professional counselor and neurofeedback specialist, award-winning, best-selling author, and founder of My Pain, His Purpose Ministries. My passion is to share the love of Christ with others, and through my personal testimony of mental health struggles and overcoming those, and through mental health services and providing those services to my clients.
So that's fascinating, and I would love to dig a little bit deeper. So tell us a bit more about what you're working on today that you're most passionate about and believe will have the biggest impact.
The thing that I'm working on that's the biggest right now is my nonprofit, My Pain, His Purpose Ministries. I have trichotillomania, which is a hair pulling disorder, and as a result of that, I wrote a children's book that made me an award-winning author, and from that came my nonprofit. And so at this time, building my nonprofit is my biggest project. That will allow us to provide free and affordable mental health services to people who have a financial need for it.
So this next question is one that every entrepreneur has dealt with. Tell us about a time where you failed. We often say failure is the first step to success. So think about a time where you failed in the past. What happened? What did you learn from it?
Yeah, failure is inevitable. And if you're afraid to fail, you're never going to try to do anything. And so there's been multiple times where I have failed. There are events that I have tried to plan that didn't pan out. There are it's endless and it's countless, but you learn from every experience and every attempt. If it doesn't work, you learn from something and then you make the changes that you need and you move forward into the next thing. You don't let it hold you back. And so there's not a specific time. There's multiple times that I can think of that I have failed and not been as successful as I would like in an area. But you just keep pushing through. You learn from that experience and keep going.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating. And we're definitely going to have you back on the show to dive deeper into each of these questions. But for now, one thing that I often say is, and I tell this to my employees and the people who work with me and for me all the time, is that when a tree falls in the forest, if nobody hears it, did that tree actually fall? This brings me to this next question. How do you make sure that all of these amazing projects that you're involved in get noticed? What marketing and advertising methods have worked best for you? You've got a minute. Let's go.
Yeah, the thing that seems to have worked best for me getting my business out there or my nonprofit has been social media. Social media has been a huge avenue to allow me to reach people, new clients, potential clients, sponsors, people who want to help participate and help us raise funds, board members. It's been a really great avenue to promote my businesses and my nonprofit. And I think that podcasts go along with that. Getting the message out there, getting your word out there is really important. And those are great avenues for that.
That was so awesome. We're definitely going to dive deeper into this on a later show. And as we approach our last question, before we ask people how people can get a hold of you, how people can reach you, learn more about the work that you're doing in your company, and we will include all that information in the show notes, what I wanted to ask you is, what is one piece of advice that you would offer to your younger self, to our audience, and to somebody, especially somebody who's just starting out in the same niche that you're in, but just doesn't know how to start or get going. Amazing stuff. We're going to have to thank our guest today.
When I was little, I struggled with self-esteem and a lot of self-doubt because of the hair pulling disorder that I had. And the one thing that I would say is to, no matter what, if you have a goal, believe in yourself and don't let circumstances, don't let conditions, don't let limitations stop you from pursuing the things in life that you are hoping to achieve and the dreams that you have.
Today for being a guest on Business Story of the Week. And before we cut out on this episode, I wanted to ask you, how can people get a hold of you? How can people learn more about what you're doing? And how do people engage with you? And we will transcribe this and put it in the show notes for everybody to find.
Yeah, you can find me on my website, www.heatherbrookLPC.com, and on social media, Heather Brooke LPC. I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, amazing. So you did it. Thank you for being a guest on the show today. Let me tell you what you can expect next. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this, we're going to cut it into an episode. It will go on the Business Story of the Week page. So make sure you go on Apple Podcasts, review us, like us, go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us on Spotify, and this will come out in the next 30 days or so, depending on our workload and how many shows we have. We have had a lot of interest in the show lately, so we may be a little backed up, but the show will get out. In the meanwhile, we will send you clips that feel free to share on social. Also, the full episode, feel free to share any way that you like. The content is yours to share and put out there. We just ask that you mark us and tag us in the notes if you do. So in the copy, put hashtag Business Story of the Week, link back to us. We would appreciate that. And if you think that you might be interested in doing more podcasts, live ones and studio ones, Zoom ones, Riverside ones, there's a whole host of shows that likely if you did this one and succeeded, you would probably be really great at, and a great way of getting your message out. So your host will talk to you about potentially getting you booked on a strategy call for a Business Story of the Week's sister company, Podcast Cola, or becoming a YouTube influencer through Viral Mirage. Thanks again for being a part of this. Looking forward to working with you.